Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, and I'm hanging with Galaxy on Comic-Con Radio. Booyah!
Welcome, Power Rangers. This promises to be a momentous occasion. You are about to meet the newest member of your team. As you are aware, the Green Ranger's power was completely decimated by his last few battles. Alpha and I felt it was time to create an even more powerful Ranger to combat Lord Zed and his diabolical evil. To that end, a candidate was selected, and a new Power Ranger was created. And now, my friends, I present to you the White Ranger.
Oh.
So, Power Rangers, may I assume that you are pleased with the new leader of the Power Team?
This is great.
I'm sorry for being secretive. We had to guard against Lord Zed's interference.
But sort on how? I mean, I thought that Tommy lost his powers for good.
Not Tommy's. The Green Ranger's powers were gone for good.
That is correct. However, Tommy has proven himself to be worthy and true. His courage, strength, and honor allowed us to choose him to be the new White Ranger. This time, his powers have been created by the light of goodness and can never be taken away by the forces of evil.
The new Ranger will control the White Tiger Zord, a Zord of strength and fierceness. He will carry an enchanted white saber known as Saba. Saba will assist the White Ranger in battle as well as control the new Zord.
Extend your hand, White Ranger, and accept all that has been granted to you. Congratulations, Tommy. You are now the leader of the Power Rangers.
Morphin time! Tiger Zord! Tiger Zord, power up!
Oh man, it's good to be back.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing in for Comic-Con Radio. Coverage of pop culture events from around the globe. Amazing interviews with celebrities. Daily recaps and reviews of popular television. Movie reviews. Everything Comic-Con and fandom from around the globe. Comic-Con Radio. Get ready to enter our universe. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy for another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. We got a really cool cat in the studio. I've been watching him since I was a teenager, and now he's on Comic-Con Radio. Today we have Jason David Frank on Comic-Con Radio. Jason, what's up, brother?
On, guys? How are you, man? I love the whole concept and certainly missing Comic-Con, so I'd love to be on your show, and I thank you for having me, man.
Hey, man, thank you for coming on the show. You know, the White Ranger, the Green Ranger, very iconic in the Comic-Con universe. You're an iconic person. But you know one thing, though, Jason, you are a true martial artist as well. I know that. You have an MMA career. You started your own martial arts brand.
Well, I started my own style called Toso Kune Do. Means of the way of the fighting fist. Just means basically self-defense, but it also took me away from all the corporate stuff, the different people that you have to pay testings and you got to do this and that. So once I started Toso Kune Do, I had a policy at my schools that I never charge for testing fees. It doesn't matter if you're a yellow belt, orange belt, black belt. So really started my own style to stay away from testing fees. And it's mixed martial arts style back in 94. So it's been going strong. And, I teach, like you said, thousands of students. We also have the online training program that we've had for the past 5 years. It comes in handy now. Thanks for saying you're a fan, too. It means a lot to hear that. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. When I look at you, you look like my cousin.
You probably are. You're definitely doing your entertainment and you're entertaining people. I'm entertainment. So we definitely probably crossed the line somewhere back in the days with each other. So
absolutely. I believe that everyone knew that you were kind of like the more serious martial artist, or the flips, the this, the that. I know everybody else is amazing. I know all the other cats are probably listening, Walter and David and all of you. I love you guys, but I know Jason, you proved it with your MMA record, 4-0. A lot of people retire at 37. You started at 37. You kicked ass. 4 fights, 4-0, 4 knockouts. Why did you stop?
Yeah, Randy Couture, he trained in his 40s as well. I love talking about Power Rangers. I think it's something that I've always embraced my whole entire life, even during every time, DinoThunder, even now afterwards. So it's always something. When I talk to people, I'm always a little
hesitant bringing up their first job. But you know what? This is who we are, and this is what people know me as. And I do a lot of other stuff, and we got stuff going with Bat in the Sun. I write poetry, all that other stuff. But on the end of the day, the bottom line is you all grew up with me when I was a Power Ranger. So I love talking about the Green Ranger. And I have schools.
It just was that season in my life. I got super busy with Comic-Con. Comic-Con, and I'll just tell you now, it was a hobby for me. I mean, just like I'll go and look around and I saw you guys' page, and I just love it. It's something that's a hobby. I do Comic-Cons around the world, and either you can get something at my table or you don't. I don't get paid for that stuff. I don't take guarantees. I don't get bought out, much like I was when I was on the show. I really do it because I love it. And I think the passion is something that I just can't take away from my karate, acting, and most of all, my fans. That's why sometimes fans come up, and the bottom line is you guys have your Green Ranger toy, or when they do Amy, it's, I know we do a lot of cool stuff, but the bottom line is they want to get their toy signed, and I would love to sign it for them because, who knew the Green Ranger was going to be, the Power Rangers alone was going to have its own, entity like Spider-Man or Batman, and then we have Power Rangers, which is a whole, to me, a different universe. Now, Boom has it, but it's just amazing to see all these fans growing up with us,
Absolutely. It's amazing that you said that because a lot of people, conventions are their way of life, and I respect that. I tell everyone I chat with, friends of the show, guests, I say, hey, get a superhero job. You'll eat for the rest of your life. But it's really cool to hear that you don't take guarantees or any of that. You do it for the fans. And I know fans line up for you, man. I've seen it. I've seen people line up in droves, and they make you say all these things, and you love it. You never say no to anyone, man.
Yeah. It's the truth, man. I really feel like I feel blessed, man. I really do. And it's one of those things where, like right now, if this was my job, I would be freaking out. I have businesses. I have other stuff. But on the end of the day, you could take money. You could take everything away, but you can't take the passion away. And sometimes, and I've seen it in Comic-Cons myself, and I'm not talking about my colleagues, I'm talking about every brand. I see so many people that don't like it, and I'm wondering why they just don't leave it. It's because it is their way of life. And I can't be owned by anyone, man. I can't be paid a guarantee to tell me, you sit here, you sit there. My motto is last fan standing, but that's my motto. That's not the producer. If it was the producer, he would have me sit there from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, twirling my thumbs. For me, I set my schedule. Hey, guys, 12, I'm going to be there, and I'll be there at 4 o'clock, and then I'll be there 6 o'clock till the last band standing. Even if the convention closes, I'm always the last one there. And with that mindset of saying, you know what, I don't need to be paid a guarantee, I don't need to take that, that's because you got to be driven for yourself. Too many people, I think, rely on that. Say, you paid me to be on the show. And I did my job. Hey, how you doing? It's great to see you. Thanks for having me on the show. I always put more above and beyond, and I don't put the money at all, which means that I'm not Googling you guys. I'm not looking and saying, hey, put me on your new platform. I'm not asking you how your technology is, which your technology is amazing. You're ahead of the curve. But see, that's a fact. After I do the interview, I'm like, wow, this is super cool. And that's how I met Aaron at Bat in the Sun. He just said, I'm doing a White Ranger beat down. Would you love to be part of it? And I said, yeah, that sounds good. And that was it. And so I'm a part of things because of the people and because it's I just feel it. When you feel it, that's when you're going to put passion. And every con I go to, I'm telling you, man, I just feel, and I'm so blessed to have one person. And with that mentality, I have hundreds of people, but I'm going out there for one. So I'm not letting myself down. And every time I go out there, I say, I'm going to save one fan. I'm going to do a Q&A for one fan. I'm going to do this radio or, your Comic-Con for one fan. It always turns out to be so much more. It's because I'm not expecting it. And, for those people that expect fame, money, this, that, when it all comes to a screeching halt, then you're sitting there going, oh, now what do I need to do? It's obvious you guys are passionate about what you do. You're good at what you guys do. And I just stumbled across it. You guys posted, hey, I'd love to do it. I think you guys have something really cool, Comic-Con Radio. I really think it's a great idea. And it's good to keep people, posted close to Comic-Cons. And at the same time, whatever we're going through right now, it's so great to be part of something that's called Comic-Con Radio. I really actually miss going out
and shaking hands, hugging people, hearing the stories, and like you said, saying weird stuff. But that weird stuff I've been saying my whole entire life, so it's not weird for me. But I miss that. I know Comic-Con is extra for us. It's something that we can do for extra, but it is a lot of people's job. But it's for me, it's a hobby, and I'm so glad it's a hobby, man. And continue treating it like that.
Comic-Cons all over the world are amazing, whether they're small, large, whatever. They just bring this joy to everyone. We actually are currently filming a docuseries, a reality docuseries, which is called Comic-Con, which we're going to different Comic-Cons around the world, and it's going to be on a streaming platform. We want to educate people about it because when I speak to some people, they're like, what's Comic-Con? And we want to have books out and more education and things like that. And when you hear Comic-Con, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Marvel, DC, it all comes with it. You're one of the original dudes, man. But the reason why I brought your fighting stuff up, because I like MMA, number one. Number two, that event was packed. It was like a stadium. And when they introduced you as a White Ranger. And people were probably thinking, like, what's going to happen? And KO'd the person, the poor guy, you know? Yeah. So
in martial arts, the mat doesn't lie. You can do whatever you want. On the end of the day, when you're on the mat or you're in the cage, you can't pump yourself up. You can't, say, hey, I'm a great, radio announcer, and then go on the radio and then freeze up. It's your product speaks for itself, and that's why I think you guys are going to do really well, because I've been in Comic-Cons, for a long time, and the first time when I seen you guys, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I can tell Comic-Con Radio, it would be really, really successful. It would be great to have, a magazine to kind of cover stuff. And it's also good for you guys because you guys can go out there and cover content that you want to cover content. I think it's really good for you to do that stuff. I think maybe a lot of other actors some people in different brands might straighten up a little bit because you got these guys reporting on how you guys are treating fans. And I've seen nothing but good things, but I'm telling you, I'm out there. There are some people that I look and I just think, why are you even doing this stuff? It's just, all my guys are great. All the Power Rangers I work with, they're amazing. They love it, the brand. I'm not talking about our brand. I'm talking about people that's maybe done it for 30, 40 years type of people. They're still out there doing it. But 90% of the Comic-Cons is great. But
what do you think about doing like 10%. A Power Ranger reunion, like with the original cast, a little tour?
The Power Morphicon in Los Angeles, but I own the rights to Power Morphicon Express. So what we were doing was Power Morphicon Express Con, basically. And we did one here in Pasadena, Texas. I went to Pasadena because the first show was in Pasadena a long time ago. I've only been to a handful of Power Morphicons. It's like it's all in con. So we've done some here. I'd like to do some other places. I think it's great because when you go to, say, a Power Ranger convention, expect to see Power Rangers, toys, comic books. I think it's strong enough to have its own little tours. And I'd love to get everyone back together. I just haven't got a chance to. I mean, right now we would have, from the originals, we would have Austin, Walter, Dave, and Amy. And I would like to see that happen. A lot of producers have reached out and trying to put this together. I just think the scheduling of other people, or if it's not going to happen, but I say it happens. It would be really amazing to see at least, and I say the originals because Tweety. So, we would have, I guess, Karen, but it just the originals would be great to see. So we've been trying to make that happen for years. I don't know why. I think it's maybe scheduling, but I think it'd be really good to see all of us on a panel and talk about old stuff.
Oh, yeah. We should, you know what? We should do a huge feature with the original cast in our next issue of the magazine. Get you guys on a tour and do it parallel with some conventions. I think it'll do phenomenal. The sad part is San Diego's closed this year for the first time in 50 years. This Corona thing is crazy, but you got to take the lemons and make lemonade. And you have a lot of inspirational videos on your page. You're inspiring people. You're doing it, man. You're just doing it. You're just saying, you're just telling people, do it as a hobby, do it as a passion. Don't expect money, just do it out of the kindness of your heart and just grow.
It is, and as you have to understand, and I will stick up for people that do it as a job. I get it. I totally get it. We go out of our way, like, I'll do things. I don't have to, but right now we have the house being renovated, and I'm like, oh my God, I told my wife and Jenna, like, there's no peace in the house, so I'm in my garage, right now trying to get something a little bit. That's why it has an echo. When this whole thing happened,
God, 30, I'm on episode 36, 37, 36 with David Ramsey tonight. 36 days ago when this happened, I said I want to do a live IG show, 7 o'clock, regardless, Central Standard Time, every day for structure for me, so I can have some kind of structure so the fans can look forward to it. I've had everybody from Murph, from Practical Jokers to Rob Liefeld, creator Deadpool. I mean, I've had almost everybody on my show. Today we have David Ramsey. Yesterday we had Chris Voss, who's one of the world famous FBI hostage negotiators, and he was teaching like negotiations, body language, and things like that. So I'm really trying to entertain people. And, I'm like you. You put as much energy into a day. You have content. I'm recording it, and I'm just putting it out there for people just to let them know that there has to be an end for all this. But at the same time, we're struggling like everyone else is struggling, but we're trying to make the best of it. And I write a lot of poetry stuff. I have the JDF Spoken Truth. I don't make money on that stuff, so I think when you do a plug, like, hey, go to my YouTube and check out my poetry, it costs me money to do that. The only reason why I want people to check it out is because I want to change people. I still feel, yes, I'm a superhero, but at the same time, it keeps me, dude, responsible. Like, I haven't drank in 10 years. I used to, but I'm in public all the time, and someone on the end of the day needs a hero if they're struggling, which I didn't, but maybe they are struggling with alcohol. Maybe they're struggling with mental depression like I did. Maybe they're struggling with ADD. So on my show, I just kind of talked and did this a lot of poetry, so I think people can relate, which relating makes it more likable and it makes it more accepting. And that's why I have such a good, strong fan base, is because I'm like everyone else, dude. I'm no better than you. I'm no better than the producers you're working with. I'm just really, on the end of the day, a regular person like everyone else. That's why I turn my heart to the Comic-Con. It's one of those things that even if you didn't get paid and you saw 100 people in front of you loving you and hugging your hands and saying good things about you, right there, that's enough for my emotional bank account. Money can't buy that. Money can't buy your blessings. So every day,
absolutely.
I'm like, God, I'm just happy, and I'm glad I'm a hero, but I'm glad the longevity of being a hero is not, I'm washed up, drinking somewhere. I'm reminiscing about the good days. I'm reminiscing about the days you're going to have in the future by trying to have longevity of being in this business,
That's a good way to put it. That's actually a fabulous way to put it. You're looking at what's going to happen in the future. Of course, the past is amazing, and that's what set the bricks. You laid the bricks, and now where do you take that? You become a 6-story building or a high-rise building, and you're building and building and building. And how was the feeling? Because I always wanted to ask you this. How did it feel the first convention you went to when you saw the first fan and the first hand you shook and you saw a line of people? How did that feel?
Well, I tell you, it's interesting you say about the building the house theories, because in martial arts, I have to have a big, strong base foundation. That's why I have Shotokan Muay Thai. We have to build the foundation. You got to build it safe and secure, and that's what I've done my whole life with karate. Might have not looked during this whole time. Little by little, you build a big, strong foundation, and then you build the walls. And like you said, then you're like it's stable. Then you can go to second store. So you keep building up. And for me, my whole Comic-Con thing happened like this. When Jared from Lexington Comic-Con called my karate school, I was teaching martial arts, okay? I've always owned schools, but my first karate school that I've ever owned, before Power Rangers, I had to sell my comic book collection. And I had probably $11,000 to $12,000 worth of books that I paid cover price. 60 cents. I had X-Men. I had Giant Side X-Men. I had the whole, Wolverine's first appearance in the Hulk. I mean, I had it all. And this was my baby. This was something I collected, made sure before grading, I made sure that the comics were in the comic book, nothing was folded, so I had to sell it to get my first karate school. So I sold it, got my first karate school, and then I booked Power Rangers. So as I'm doing Power Rangers, I'm still owning the school, never bought my comics back, because I was like, I don't want to spend $1,000 for something I paid 60 cents for. So I never got my comics back. Teaching karate, and I got a call. And said, hey, someone's on the phone, Jared from Lexington Comic-Con. I said, what? I said, from who? I said, comics. I said, oh, comics, that's cool. Maybe I'll go look around. And Maybe I'll buy my Wolverine series back. Maybe I'll buy Giant Size X-Men. Yeah, I doubt it. But maybe I'll go and look. So I went. And ever since then, I came out, and I really was just going to look around. I was going to, come out. I mean, he didn't pay me. He's like, come out, we'll pay your way. I said, no problem, dude. I'm going to come. I'm going to come and look around at comics. He said, okay, great. Never got a chance to look at comics. I was so busy. I was so blessed at that time. Then the next show, New York Comic Con, everyone was like, dude, you got to go to New York Comic Con. I said, okay, well, I'll go. I'll try to figure it out. So I contacted them, and they're like, sorry, man. I mean, maybe we can give you an hour, but you got to pay your own way. I was like, I'll pay my own way. No problem. I bought my tickets. We can't give you anything. No problem. Bought my hotel. Probably dropped about $4,000 in the trip. And I go out there, and I have 1 hour, so I was going to go out there and just, come out and sign. And everybody told me, you don't have the power to go to New York. This was 7-8 years ago. You don't have the power. You're going to get killed. You're wasting your investment. You're spending your money. And I said, it's okay. I want to go to New York. It's okay. I'm going to go for an hour. I'm going to walk around the comic book floor. I don't care if I spend my own money. It's fine. I came out. They had these big, long queues. You know what they are. Big, long queues in New York. So I'm walking, and everyone is coming around. Hey, Jason, and my wife is looking around like, it's crazy. And then I went online. There was nobody, and it's just like it's like taking a knife and stabbing it and going, okay, sucking up the pride. It's no problem at all. I walk, and I told the guy, hey, this started the hour, and I heard all these people scream, and I was thinking no one's there. And they said, okay, you ready? I said, yeah. I said, I'm ready. And they looked, and he said, this is your line. I said, oh, I thought nobody was in my line. They said, no, sir, your line has been backed up for 6 hours long. In 6 hours, these fans were going up the escalator, huge, and they cut it off 1 hour, and people were crying, and I need this and I need that. So I stayed. I said, well, I don't know what to tell you all. Like, I'm just going to move everyone over here. I'm going to shake hands and take free pictures because I can't let these people down. And from that day, I got more business cards handed to me, more, hey, how did you do this? And same thing with Wizard World. I started with Wizard World. Dude, I paid my own way. I was the first Ranger paying my own way to these shows, and I didn't care about the return because it wasn't the ROI on return of investment. It was a return on the fans. So even if I went and had two people, dude, you're awesome, and me to go, oh, thank God, thank you for that. And it just, for a year, I paid my own way to Wizard World, like own hotels, own flights, and I wasn't doing it to get money back. I truly was doing it to say, that's okay. I'll go have a trip. I'll say hi to some fans. I'll give back to my fan base. And I was the only Ranger, the first Ranger that was ever doing that. And I paved the way financially for a lot of people, which they know, but now it's a member thing. For me, I was doing AFO, that, I did free signings. I just went there just to go to Disney. And I still, to this day, I don't care who you are, I don't get controlled by the manager or the owner. If you come up and say, hey, JDF, I don't have money, who cares, dude? Get your camera out. Turn around. Smile. Cool. You can check out my YouTube channel. Oh, that's where the catch is. He wants you to promote his YouTube channel. Oh, wait, never mind. JDF's not getting paid for that. He's steering you to a poem. JDF, why are you taking free pictures and steering me to a poem? It's because I want to help you. I want nothing else but to help you and motivate you so you and your producers can get your magazines and get all this stuff, and I want nothing from you. If you ever wanted to do a feature, I'm down, but I'm so excited to see young people come up and say, I heard you one day during this Corona thing, and you told me that I can always do it and follow my passion. That's the idea, because when I leave, I'm not going to have my car or my watch or anything else. I'm leaving a legacy. So you can say, I remember. And I had William Schufelt, who played Brody, the Red Ranger, on my show yesterday. Never knew. He thanked me for, when I was doing Ninja Steel, he thanked me for taking the time for a half hour at dinner and telling him, how to do things and how to talk to people, how to brand, how to do conventions. It was just natural of me, but he said, thank you for that half hour of your undivided attention at that time. And I said, Brody, you're welcome, man. I didn't do that to ever think you're going to come on the show and say thank you for that. So it meant a lot to him, which was I was just doing my job. I wasn't taking mental notes. I was just being me. So it definitely works and helps people, which I like.
What you just said is powerful. You basically put a seed in the fans' head. There's hundreds of thousands of people right now, just like a light bulb went on in their head. A seed went in. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of knowledge. So when you go to a convention, there's two ways. There's either you get booked by the promoters and they bring you out and they pay you and they give you they give a deal where, you know, they get certain percentage of what signings happen or whatever you're selling, blah, blah, blah. And it's like a minimum guarantee and all that. And then there's some people that just want to do their own thing because like you don't want to be like controlled by anyone, you know, and that was great of you that you allowed people, because I've been to, oh my God, so many conventions, but I don't want to get into that. But I've seen people that when they're walking by in the hallway and someone snaps a shot, they turn around and they're like, give me your camera, erase that thing. That's crazy to me. I get so upset, but I don't say anything because it's not my thing to say. But I see so many of that. And for you to say that, that's amazing, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of effort. And forget the money, just your time and your patience and your effort. But that's why they love you, man. And that's why you have hundreds of thousands of people following you and messaging you all the time and still connected with everything you do, the multiple things that you do.
Thanks, man. I tell you, I can go out there and people can say something. No one ever does. I had one guy that said, oh, I waved to you, and you didn't wave back. I remember everything. I don't remember the good things I do because that's not what you're supposed to keep track of. If you do good things, you can possibly not remember all the good things. But when things happen, a few people, someone at Rhode Island, they confused me with a bunch of other groups that was not my season, but they instantly pulled Jason out because anybody says Power Rangers, they think, oh, it's Jason. I was like, yeah, it wasn't me. And it's not me part of this fandom group, and it's not that part. So there was one girl that, I'm so sorry. I was like, you're confusing me, and don't confuse me with another guy that said, man, I went to wave to you, you didn't wave back, and I called him out. It's Sacramento. Where was I? You were getting a tattoo. I said, I was what? Getting a tattoo, man. I said, I probably was looking and getting a tattoo and thinking, this does not feel good. I said, so if you came by and waved, I didn't see you. So come back to my table, and I'm going to take care of you. So he came back kind of like real, like he's going to beat me up. And I said, here, look, here's a package for you, man. Sorry you felt that way, but I don't want people to leave with that feeling, is because when I was young at Universal Studios, I used to love Knight Rider. Loved it. I was like obsessed by Knight Rider. And I was a kid, and the car was there. So I'd go in and be like, hey, Jason. They would talk. I didn't know it was someone else talking. I thought it was the car. So I saw David Hasselhoff. Yeah, I was so, oh, okay. So I saw David Hasselhoff, and I did. I waved to him, and he obviously didn't see me. But that's not how I took it as a kid. I took it as, oh, he don't like me. He didn't say hi. I mean, this is how you could spin things really quick on someone. Someone can sit there and say, you spun the words or you spun this. I have seen it with people going, no, I need the money, take your camera away. It has happened to me. People don't even know. There's friends that I'm friends with now that I won't mention that are big actors, but they have no clue how they treated me when they didn't know I was an actor. They don't remember me. I'm still friends, but they don't remember me how I was as a fan. And I'm friends now, years after years, and I feel like saying, hey, do you remember
You won't tell them hi. You're not
no, because they won't remember. Dude, they don't remember how mean and rude they are to everybody. They really don't. It's just part of their, hey, it's my time, no photos, no this. I'm not like that guy. I think because I'm a fan. If, how you said you went to a lot of Comic-Con.
That's right.
If I were with you right now, I would say, hey, you want to do a selfie? Yeah, cool. Okay. You want to do it in front of your logo? Yeah, sure. And then I would say, hey, your producers, do you all want to get in the photo? And you go, oh, yeah. Then you take one. And then I would say, all right, put your morphing thing up. Morph. And then after all that, you won't ask no more. You got everything you wanted. So when I go to a show, I try to look at what I would want as a fan. You know what I mean? And
but is that your fault,
like
though?
Van Damme
is that your fault, though, Jason? Because here's the thing: at the conventions, there's lights, there's thousands of people. It's craziness. It's loud. We've done panels, and we can't hear certain people sometimes when there's like 5,000 people in a room.
I do though, dude. It's so funny you say that. I'm an A3 black belt, dude. I can monitor everybody and everything, including if I'm looking straight to you, including this little kid that's way to my right in a wagon being disobedient.
The martial arts is kicking
dude.
in.
I do. my eyes are bing, 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 bing. So, if it did slide past that point, then it's understandable. But, dude, I've never had anyone on the show ever on my Instagram, Facebook go, you were a jerk to me. Now, I have people that have never met me that listen to stories from other people is because either they don't know me or they just assume or they're jealous or whatever the fuck.
Of course.
Because I truthfully can do these shows for fun. And that's why I tell people, hey, look, let's make this happen. No matter what, I've always told I would love to see, and I know people get mad because they think I'm calling them out and I'm trying to be this guy, but it would be so great. First time, if we ever did, just imagine this, if we ever did an original reunion, how about we make it 100% charity? Not have the promoter of, let's make the money. It's like, hey, guys, even if it was online on a Zoom, even if it was anything, hey, it's $100, 100% of the money goes to COVID, 100% of the money goes to this organization. And the reason why I say that, I think people might get mad is, well, we don't live like you, but we don't have nothing else to do. That's the problem. And I think sometimes I learned from Gary Vee, humility is what we all need. Everybody needs to suck up whatever they're going through, humility, and do things for the fans. And I'm not just calling out my original people. I'm calling out everybody. Cast members that are part of an original group that don't like this person and that person. I mean, you got William Shatner, you got Spock, you got all these different people, trust me, that keep to themselves. And then when they do it, a panel, they're getting paid bucks. So when you look and they're like, oh, a meet and greet for $500? Heck yeah. I'm going to be there because I've never seen them together. I'm just saying that we all need to do something good. I have a very close group of friends on my group text. It was Jason Font, Aaron, Catherine, and Nakia. And for whatever reason, we're just like the close rangers that group text each other probably 10 or 15 times a day, just about random stuff, motivational stuff, or I can't believe this happened, or, they're like kind of my go-to people for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I love Walter, all those. I haven't talked to Austin in a long time since the movie premiere. And Amy, I talked to her randomly. But I do see this disengagement from actors and fans. I see everybody here, and they don't want to do this. It's like, guys, on the end of the day, this is Comic-Con. We're not here for you. We're here for the fans. And the way I always look at it is like I look at it that way. That's why with the Power Morphicon Express, I want to do it. Most likely, I'm not going to have 100% backing from almost every ranger out there because some people don't know me, or some people assume that I'm a different way than I am, or some people, oh, you're spinning the truth. Well, the truth is this. You guys didn't ask me, come on the show today. The truth is, I responded to you guys and said, hey, can I come on your show? And you're like, yeah, sure. So there's no truth to be told if I'm doing it just because I want to, because I believe in you guys, and because I'm sold Comic-Con Radio, Comic-Con Magazine, whatever you guys do, I really miss it, and I miss engagement. Now, if I was on a show, super busy, I probably wouldn't even have time to, I'm so busy, sometimes I don't have time to look in the mirror and deal with my problems.
Right.
So everything's, yeah. But now we do, and I think it's great, and I really appreciate, I think a lot of actors don't take the time to thank you guys, because wherever your platform goes, it's amazing for you guys, the media, everybody who's taken their time to promote other people, even though it's part of the show, but to promote other people. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be where we're at. And I'm saying you guys as fans, as media, and as putting a platform like this together for everyone out there. And, sometimes when I'm on my own thing, I tell you, and I will stick up for some of the guys. Sometimes people, when they do take a payment, they can't really give stuff for free, because if the promoter pays you $10, I'm just saying that, and you say, hey, you do the show for $10, and if you have 20 people that come up and say, I just want to say hi, can I take a photo? The producer's like, you owe me the money. No. So the actors are so trained. We're our own boss. Okay, we have agents. We have managers. What's the percentage of an agent? 10%. What's the percentage of a manager? 15%. Who do you work for? You work for the actor. But every time there's an issue, guess what actors say? Talk to my manager. You are the boss. You are 100% the boss. You are at least 80% of the boss. So the reason why I just don't take it, and a lot of other people probably never thought of it like that, But when the promoter says, hey, I paid you $10, you need to get my money back. So you have 10 people in line, 9 want to do a free selfie. They say no, you get 1 paid, and then now only $1 comes back to you. So I say, I don't care about your money. 10 people line up in my line, 10 people can't pay, I don't care. Or I line up in my line, you don't have to buy everything, you don't need to, and 10 people buy. It takes the pressure off of a fan to say, wow, I just want to go up and say hi. It almost makes you awkward where you come up and you're not buying anything and you're like, hey, you shouldn't feel awkward. I mean, it's one of those things where they're there, to talk. So either if you pay or you don't, I think that the visit should remain the same. And I don't know about you guys, but I felt that way before. Like,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people feel uncomfortable when they go up there, and either the person's in contract or whatever. But you're right. The actor or the celebrity is the boss, and their management and PR works for them. I work with so many PR agencies and management brands and stuff, and the boss is the actor, but they just use it as a cushion to not want to do something. But you hit the nail on the head, man.
Yeah. It's the old Hollywood thing, right, where you're like, talk to my agent. That's one of the things where it's like, hey, man, I'm going to pay you $100,000 cash for whatever. I'm going to give you $100,000 cash right now. Here you go. They would be like, oh, really? Oh, it's not this way. Hey, man, I'm going to give you $100,000 cash. Okay, talk to my agent. The only time you talk to an agent when they're like, hey, man, you owe me $100,000 in cash. Hey, talk to my agent. So in Hollywood, it's typical to say, I'm too busy, talk to my agent. But it is really, I don't care, and I know a lot of people probably hate me for saying it, because when I do my own shows, listen, anywhere I go, I give free stuff out. And it kills other people. And I don't do it on purpose. I just usually tour. I like to go on my own. I don't like to put people on the spot. When they go to my table, they're going to go to someone else's table and go, well, Jude, you just gave it for me for free. And guess what? I'm going to have their manager up my butt in the green room. Not just Power Rangers, everybody. Hey, quit doing this stuff. I never forget it when I was at a show with Adam West. I love Adam West's team. But they don't know me. I'm a new guy. So I'm doing Rhode Island. Manager stand up. They did. They took phones away from kids. They erased them. I had a kid crying in the line. They came up and said, oh, the security team erased my phone. And I said, what's your name? Terry or whatever his name was. And I said, listen, how old are you? 16. I said, don't you let anyone ever take your phone again. He's like, well, I said, don't you let anyone take your phone. If someone comes up and says, can I take your phone? Say no. It's your phone. There's nothing they can do about it. So he was like kind of crying, and then ended up becoming a Power Ranger fan. He didn't even really care about Power Rangers. He was there for, Adam West, and I guess he was a big fan of Batman. So the point is, I took his phone, and he was complaining. I took a picture of us on his phone, and that kid never forgets it, because he's like, wow, man, I wasn't even going to be Jason Frank's fan. Like, that's not the point. I was just venting to someone, didn't really know who he was venting to. Took a picture and found out, oh, well, the Power Ranger guy. And I shared that story because I tell people, if you took a picture of someone, I don't care who you are, don't give them your phone. And I learned that when I was doing the Power Ranger movie premiere. I did a cameo in the movie. I had my phone out to take a picture of me and my daughter in front of everybody. Elizabeth Banks, everybody was there. Everyone was dressed up. I was kind of in the front and more in the middle. And I took a picture of me and my daughter, and some guys pointed at me and said, come here. And I said, oh, Jim, I think I'm going to give a speech in front of everybody and be like, thank you for coming to the Power Rangers show. I appreciate the movie. Well, that wasn't it. They had back, and security drilled me. They didn't know who I was, but they drilled me. Give me your phone. I said, no, I'm not giving you my phone. You took a picture inside the movie theater, and you're not supposed to take a picture. I said, guys, I'm in the movie. Do you all understand? I'm in the movie, and what I have on my phone could put you guys in severe problems, but I'm not that kind of guy, and I have an NDA anyway. But they kicked me out, and they sent securities in the bathroom. And I said, really? Securities in the bathroom? So they sent 10 people to get my phone, and I refused to give them my phone because that's how I felt Comic-Cons were. There's a lot of people that security does give me your phone. That's really not going to happen. And I've met, people, Van Damme, we've had a certain situation because he wasn't the nicest guy that was ever out there. So I'm in this business like you are. You could secretly, quietly watch. And someone could say something, you'd be like, yes, that's not how he is. I go to every con. I see him. This is how it is. So, I think there's a lot of people that can kind of like pull the wool over your eyes. But if you've been to shows and you know people, you know how shows go. And you obviously know the business side. So all I'm saying is it sucks when someone does pay you because they will put the pressure of a promoter. So to take that away, just don't take the guarantee. Go do your own thing. Whatever. It's my table. I can do what I want. Why Jason get to come out at 2 o'clock, and why doesn't he have to be there at 10? It's because 12 people know I'm there at 12. I don't want to get up at 10. Everyone knows I'm coming there. Everyone waits patiently, and I take care of everyone. Nobody ever waits at my table, and here's the reason why. Because there's never to wait. I'm always out there signing all the time, back to back. I will stay. I won't eat. Yeah, I get skinny at shows, but I miss it. And guess what? I don't have to do it. I don't come. I don't go to my show and, I'm going to count my money. I don't care. I count the blessings. I say, did you see that guy? God, come up and cry. And he said literally, I've had people say I was going to kill myself at the age of 10. And, I was going to kill myself. And I had a rope, and I turned on the television and saw your episode. And, dude, ever since then, it changed my life. Now, you tell me what kind of person you have to be like, okay, bud, cool, thanks, next. It's not like that. It's an interaction. People aren't buying an autograph, dude. They're having this interaction. When people buy an autograph, if they do, it's interaction. It's a moment in time. That's why sometimes I see people sign and go. It's like, really, who cares? I mean, Stan's a great guy. He's shouting. All these guys talk to me. But in the very beginning, no one talked to me. It was they're in their own little world, in their own little bubble. And the only reason people start talking to you is because when you start building the numbers, you're going to have friends now go, how many views you have on this? Bro, I didn't know you do this. Let me on it. The reason why that I sought you guys and saw you is because I was captivated by Comic-Con Radio. I said, oh, man, I miss Comic-Con. And then I just reached out to you all and said, hey, I'd love to do it. And got my dates mixed up and looked very unprofessional, which that's not like me.
Well, we made it happen, though, right? We made it happen, and look, you came on, and this is an amazing conversation. You sound just like how Tommy was at the Power Rangers. You're giving advice. You're helping people. You're the epitome of your character, and that's what you're trying to spew out into the world, and it's amazing. And listen, I would love to do a Power Rangers cast thing on our network or on yours, on whoever's, and to donate. Yeah. We can donate boards, we can donate T-shirts and stickers and movie tickets and anything, man.
I would love that, man. I would love that more than anything because, a lot of people, there's promoters right in front of me that say, okay, I'm going to call Amy Austin Wall. I said, go ahead, call. Right in front of me, go ahead and call. And maybe it's the time where the timing is not right for everyone. Maybe it's meant to be that we're supposed to be together to donate. Maybe people don't like the idea, or other people, or whatever the case is, but maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Maybe this is the time where people put their, and I'm not saying the cast, I keep saying that it sounds like we have issues, but literally, humility aside, I'm happy to do something right now with Austin, Walter, and just Amy, just the original cast, even Karen, whoever, just all humility, all money aside, everything aside, feelings, beef, anything anyone had, because we're here for the people. And I think that's the reason maybe why we met and we're talking. And, so you never know. But I'm down for anything, man. I'm always here for you guys. I think, it'd be great that you guys do your magazines. Any show that you guys are ever at, please come. Check out behind the scenes. As you know, in your business, it's always different in the green room. It's always different behind the scenes. But remember, I've been in this business so long, I'm a fly on the wall. I just listen, and I observe, and I try to not be that person that I see, that I hear fans, I hear stories. I don't want to be that person. So I actually learn from people that are kind of hardcore in it, or older fans that want a certain amount of money, that they're not given the time of the day. That's not how I want to be. Because honestly, man, like I do so much on Instagram, and I'm trying to have a structure, and everyone looks, oh, you got an online training. The online training was 5 years ago, guys. That was 5 years ago. There's nothing I've done different during this coronavirus than I've done in any time of my life. This conversation would still go if it wasn't corona. If I had an inbox, I'm like, wow, these guys are cool. You have to be passionate about it, because if you're not passionate about what you do, people will start feeling it. And that's why when people are around me, it's good vibes. They're always
haters out there, dude. In your business, 25% of the people will always have your back, no matter what you do. Will always have your back. 25% of the people just will never like you, no matter what you do. They're envy. They just don't like you. And then the other 50%, they can be persuaded to like you or not to like you. So you have the people that like you trying to persuade you not to like you, and then you have the people that don't like you that are vice versa. So it's kind of a weird world, but at least we're in the Comic-Con game where we know everybody is so great in Comic-Cons. Everyone was always saying, oh, Comic-Cons, look how it brings the weird people. You know, there's never been a shooting in a Comic-Con, and God forbid, that stopped in Phoenix, but it's not Comic-Con, it's people. Any event you have, we've been so lucky, and Comic-Cons have been so lucky where we haven't had, people, shootings and all that stuff, and it's any business. So sometimes when it happens, people put label on things. Oh, you're a comic nerd, or you're this. I had a Wolverine shirt, and I got teased and bullied and picked on. But, dude, I'll tell you right now, no one is ever going to make fun of Wolverine again. I made that clear. That was the last time that happened when I was little. I used to get teased a lot, and once that whole bullying thing happened, and I learned to have that confidence and protect myself, it didn't matter what I wore. It's because it's not what you wear, it's the person, it's your heart. And people know my heart, and people know your heart, and I think it's you guys would be great. So for whatever reason, it happened today. Just because
it's meant to be, right? It's meant to be. Passionate people, they unite and they do things, and we appreciate you, man, so much. We appreciate you a lot. So what's in the works for you? Like, what's next? Well, I know the Corona thing's happening, and I know things are up in the air, and projects have been halted for everyone. Is there something you want to tell your fans in the future to expect you anywhere?
So we have a pretty big thing coming. It's called the Legend of the White Dragon, and Bat and Son and myself, we put together this whole new entity, a new IP. Where the Legend of the White Dragon is super cool. I mean, the costume's amazing. It's not a copy of Power Rangers because it's a brand new IP, but we're kind of tired of waiting around for something new to happen on Power Rangers. So we're taking the Power Ranger universe and we're shifting it to our own property. And so we had a Kickstarter, and I hate Kickstarters, and I'll tell you why, because I hate asking for donations because I just don't like it. I'm doing this project for free. Until I understood we kickstarted it, then it failed, and I hate the word fail. So I let it go. I was like, Hasbro owns it. We don't want no problems with Hasbro. We were kind of tying in the cast. We had some original Rangers in there, and we're kind of tying it into what Power Rangers could be after the fact. And then me and Aaron said, you know what, forget that. We're not going to tie in and trick fans and think, oh, they're part of this universe. Brand new property. And so we started it, and I was out at shows, and everyone kept saying, hey, man, I got a question on the Legend of the White Dragon. I'm like, thinking inside, that's not happening. And I said, yeah, what's your question? When's it going to happen? When are you guys doing this? He says, I don't know, man. The Kickstarter, we didn't go through. And so we put it on hold. And then I told Aaron, I said, everyone was asking for it, man. He goes, well, this was months ago. He said, let's do another Kickstarter. And I said, okay, let's change the script. Let's make a special 30-second trailer, and let's do a Kickstarter. Then Corona happened. We're supposed to launch on March 20th. So I pushed it. And then I said, you know what, Aaron? We got to do it because people feel such a part of Kickstarter, and they're getting rewards. It's not a donation. When they go, for me, you buy a toy. I didn't understand that. You buy a toy, you get a signed poster, you get a digital copy. For me, I just thought it was donations because I didn't understand what Kickstarter was. So when I found out they're buying merchandise, it's just like buying a toy. But everyone feels part of the team. Hey, dude, I invested in your Legend of the White Dragon extra fist bump. So now we have these backers. We were like 2,000 backers, already almost 200,000 raised. We're like past our first goal, and we're reaching stretch goals. And those thousands of people that are backing us, like me, I watch it every day. I watch the trailer. I see what people say. We have our own Legend of the White Dragon Instagram. I go live every night. So my thing is about it. People look, oh, it's Jason kickstarting this thing. I have so much money invested in this project, and I'm doing it for free. And we're hoping that this will be something that the fans would really like. And then Netflix or whoever else, I'm sure, will end up picking up the series because what Hasbro dropped is what we picked up. And that ball's been in Hasbro's court for years. It's like Ansabon. When I say Hasbro's new, but it's been around forever. It's about time the fandom needs some new cool action, new stories, something new.
So we're creating that Legend of the White Dragon, and it's going to be really good. And the funny thing is, I wouldn't even came in here and plugged that, or I didn't call because of that. But since you asked, you know what I mean, I appreciate it. So I don't want anyone to ever think, oh, perfect timing, he's coming on my show to kickstart. We've already reached the fun. We're already there. It just happened that you asked. I never would have mentioned it, man. But thanks for asking.
Hey, man, I wanted to ask because it brings hope to people. People are going to have hope. So once all this crisis is over, they have something to look forward to. And I would love to see that. I know the fans would love to see that. Whatever we are, we're still all the same. We're equal. We're the same thing and the same person. And I would love to bring you on to the live show next week with 10 or 12 other people. If we can get everybody to come on, I think it'll be wonderful. We'll give out some boards, some games, some tickets, whatever.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. And I'm sure, these guys have great hearts. I love Walter. I love David. I love these guys. I haven't seen Austin in a while. I'd love to do something with him, too. Amy, I talk to all the time. I just think people are, and honestly, the truth for me, I think people kind of moved past what they used to be, and they're trying to do what they do now. But me, I've accepted and embraced my past, and I'm not saying the other Rangers. So when I keep saying people, I'm talking about actors in general, that when there's someone known for that, they try to break out, like my poetry. People are like, what? You do poetry, but it's not Green Ranger poetry. It's JDF. They're a fan of JDF. That kid that I took a picture with, he doesn't know me as the Green Ranger. He knows me as the guy who told him, never let anyone take your camera. And I'm the guy that took a selfie with him, and then he found out who I was. So to him, I'm JDF, not the Green Ranger. So you have different entity followings and stuff like that. So I'm always happy to do something with you guys, man. I'm just glad it worked out. I felt terrible taking my daughter to go get something to eat, and I'm like, oh, Jenna, and she knows I'm a really professional guy, so I was so stressed out. I don't like being late. I love committing. I think on the end of the day, all you have is your word. That's it. You have your word. If you give your word, then that's all you got.
Hey, man, it was perfect. You're a busy guy. You like run your schools, and you're this, you're that. So I absolutely understand. I'm actually excited you came on. I'm happy. And this is the beginning of everything, because I can't wait for you to be in the next issue of the magazine, have you on the live shows. Just keep doing. Let's keep up the momentum. Let's blow this thing into the universe. Comic-Con, Power Rangers for life. With that said, Jason, are you ready to sign out from another amazing episode?
I'm ready to sign out.
I want to ask one question, though, before we go, because I know the fans always want to know this, and they like this question. Jason, do you believe in ghosts?
I actually do believe in ghosts, yes.
They ask me all the time, can you ask your guests that? And has anything paranormal happened to you?
Well, hey, dude, listen, I was filming My Morphin Life. I had a little reality show a long time ago on Con TV, and I was filming season 2. We went to New Orleans, the Haunted Plantation up there, and I'm filming a reality show, and Grant Wilson's a really good friend of mine. So Grant's great. He does like ghost hunters and all. So I called Grant and put him on Skype. I said, hey, Grant, we're going into the Louisiana up here, this Haunted Plantation. He said, Jason, he said, listen, you don't have nothing to worry about, because, ghosts and all these entities, they usually come after people more with like psychological problems, anything like that. And I know you don't have that, so you'll be good. And I hung up the phone and I went, oh my God, I'm getting attacked by ghosts. I have psychological problems. These ghosts are going to get me. And we were filming, and we had some really weird stuff happen. That was not staged. We had some really weird stuff happen. So anyway, I think it's a great question. Grant's a good friend of mine, and I have all these people that love ghosts. They're professional ghost hunters, so I have to say yeah.
I know it's a very out-of-the-box question, but I just wanted to ask that. And ladies and gems out there, please go on Jason's page. His page on Instagram is really simple, actually. It's JDFFFN. It's 3 Fs.
Yep.
And
it stands for Jason David Frank. My fight name was Fearless Frank. So it stands for Jason David Frank, Fearless Frank Nation. That was a long time. So JDFFN.
When we first started chatting, I thought it was like JDFFN, but it's good you abbreviated it. You didn't have like a 40-letter page name. So.
Yeah, I know. JDFFN. So people say JDFFN, just like you're stuttering, dude. JDFFN. Perfect.
And check out his fights on YouTube. You're going to enjoy it. These are like 1-minute knockouts. I'm telling you, you're going to love it out there. Check it out. Go to YouTube. Look up Jason David Frank, MMA. They're fun. And Jason, do you have a website for people to go on?
Right now I run everything off. Instagram is the same. JDFFFN. Twitter's the same. YouTube's the same. So it's just under JDFFFN. I have the JasonDavidFrank.com.
Nice.
The only problem is someone bought Jason David Frank a long time ago, and they wanted to charge me like $5,000. I said, no, you can have it. So they gave that up, and I got it now.
Wonderful. And you deserve it. You should have it because you're the only Jason David Frank that should be out there. Check him out. Check out all the old Power Ranger stuff. Check out the new stuff. Catch him at a Comic-Con near you because they're coming back. Ladies and gems, Comic-Cons are going to come back in life. I know San Diego's not happening, but New York might. They haven't canceled yet. LA Comic-Con. Yeah. There's so much going on. But you know what? If you want to learn martial arts, reach out to Jason. He teaches thousands of people at his schools or online. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to sign out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And Jason, are you ready to blow a billion kisses out to the universe?
I'm just going to say it's Morphin time.
Ready? 2, 3, it's Morphin time!
Yeah, there you go. And now we go, peace.
Peace.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Tune in for your daily shows of Comic-Con Radio. Go to comiccon-radio.com. Reach us on social media, Instagram at Comic-Con Radio. Comic-Con Radio, taking the world one listener at a time.
Morphin time! Booyah!